Russian President Vladimir Putin is heading to Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates, a trip expected to focus on regional conflicts and global oil markets. The trip to the UAE, the host of this year's United Nations Climate Summit, centered around economic ties, with President Mohammed bin Zayed portraying the country as an ally to all, dealing with Moscow while simultaneously hosting U.S. military bases. The Emiratis are resisting pressure from the United States and its partners to pause economic ties with Moscow, currently allowing it to sustain its war in Ukraine. It's a similar situation in the oil-rich nation of Saudi Arabia, where Riyadh will also push Putin to call for a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. President Mohammed bin Salman may ask Putin to convince Iran to get on board with his calls for a two-state solution. Iran is Saudi Arabia's primary rival in the region and Moscow's lone military partner, with the two sides exchanging military supplies, including Iranian drones that have recently been used against Ukraine. Putin's trip coming ahead of an expected announcement this month that he plans to run for another 6-year term in Russia's March election.
How desperate Ukraine is.
In the meantime, the United States Congress debates additional Ukraine funding, with the White House saying a failure to provide Kyiv with the resources it needs will be handing Putin a major advantage.
I believe that any member of Congress who does not support funding for Ukraine is voting for an outcome that will make it easier for Putin to prevail. That is, a vote against supporting Ukraine is a vote to improve Putin's strategic position.
Ties between Moscow and Washington remain at a low point, with the State Department saying Russia recently rejected a prisoner swap for Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich and Marine Paul Whelan.
Putin.
But Putin's relations with Iran remain close, as he's set to host the president of the country on Thursday after his return to Moscow.